Let's get more on this from our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Pardon power for a president is absolute, but this was a rock-solid conviction.
Right. But there's no doubt that he is allowed to move forward with this pardon. It does, though, undermine the very justification for what's happening with Venezuela, right? Narco-terrorists, bringing drugs into this country. All of the very things that he's accused of, now the president using to justify in Venezuela, but effectively saying in Honduras, it's different. Now, the president, of course, saying, well, you know, he was set up and there isn't evidence, but there was a trial with a jury and a conviction and an enormous sentence. So very tough to reconcile.
Let's talk more about this Hegseth strike, the second strike on the alleged drug boat. If the facts as reported are true, it's pretty hard to avoid the conclusion that it's either a war crime or even murder.
Yeah, look, it's very hard to justify if this happened the way that they're claiming, both under international law and under domestic law. Think about the justification that has been used for this. So far it has been, this is self-defense on the part of the United States against narco-terrorists. Self-defense once the boat has been disabled, right? And there are two people hanging off the side. How can you possibly be claiming self-defense at that point? The question, of course, is going to be enforcement, right? Let's even assume that there was some sort of war crime. Who's going to enforce it? DOJ is not going to enforce it. I'd be very surprised if a military court would enforce it, although there is some independence on the part of military courts. It's really going to have to either be international law, where it would be hard to enforce it as well, or political.
It's hard to enforce, but we have seen leaders in the past who've been accused of international war crimes being afraid to travel, for example.
Yes, this is true. You know, there is some difference between what happens in the waters and what happens on land, and so that would be another international law discussion. But no doubt there could be an effort at international, but it's going to have to, in the end, be political. And we're seeing, by the way, political leaders of both parties now saying this is not okay.